Hi everyone, my name is Donnie Lowy from Closeoutexplosion.com. Hope you're having a great day. I have a wholesale business in Brooklyn, New York. You're welcome to visit my warehouse or you can shop through the website. Today I'd like to discuss with you how closeout brokers sell wholesale pallets. A wholesale pallet is a pallet. It's an assortment of merchandise that's being sold at a wholesale basis, either at the wholesale price or below the wholesale price. A pallet generally has an assortment of different merchandise, and there are many different types of pallets, as you might know. Walmart, for example, sells their pallets through B-Stock Solutions. You could go on liquidation.com. You can see pallets of store returns. You can contact Genco. Genco is a company that liquidates merchandise on behalf of many retailers and on behalf of many brands. You can also call the brands directly and find out what merchandise they have available that you can buy by the pallet. The advantage of why people buy pallets is so they can get an assortment of merchandise and they can get that merchandise at a very low price as compared to buying the merchandise by the unit. Now, closeout brokers, they have a very unique role in the closeout industry. A closeout broker basically facilitates transactions. A closeout broker, on one hand, looks for merchandise. He or she will develop contacts of people who have pallets available for sale. Let's say there's a closeout broker in New York. The closeout broker will visit many different warehouses, such as my closeout warehouse in Brooklyn. He or she will make a lot of calls to wholesalers, will look for different deals online, and will amass a database of sources for pallets. Then the closeout broker will put in the same effort to look for buyers. The closeout broker might set up a website. They could advertise the website on Facebook. They can advertise it through the Google AdWords program. They might put up their pallets on Craigslist. They might use publications such as there's Web Wholesaler. There's different magazines, independent retailer that cater towards the wholesale and closeout industry, and the closeout broker will start advertising the pallets that they have for sale. What you have to realize when you're dealing with a closeout broker is that more than likely they're going to be charging you a markup based on what they paid for the pallet. Why did I say more than likely? Because there is an option where they can get a commission from the owner of the pallet. So for instance, let's say I have my closeout warehouse in Brooklyn and a closeout broker approaches me and says, what pallets do you have available? And then I tell the closeout broker I can put together a pallet of brand name dresses for him. Then he'll go ahead and he'll start advertising that pallet. If I charge the closeout broker $20 for a pallet, $20 per dress for a pallet of 200 dresses, that's $4,000 for the pallet, then the closeout broker will try to find customers who are going to be willing to pay $4,500 for that pallet. So as a buyer, you'd be paying more than if you were to buy directly from the source, directly from my warehouse in this instance. Or what can happen is I can tell the closeout broker, instead of marking up the pallet, I'll give you a commission. This way you'll have an easier time selling the merchandise, and it'll help me because I want to sell that merchandise. Right? Let's say you have a pallet and you paid for that pallet $2,000. Let's say you bought a pallet of store return clothing from Walmart and you paid $2,000 for it and you want to sell it as quickly as possible. If a closeout broker marks it up for $2,500, it's going to sell slower than if he just simply tried to sell it for $2,200. So you might tell the closeout broker, you know what, I paid $2,000 for it. I'm happy to get, let's say, $2,400 for it. Try to sell it for $2,400. Try to sell it for $2,300, and I'll give you a 5% commission on whatever you sell it for, as long as you sell it for over, X amount, over, let's say, $2,100 or over $2,200. Now, what some closeout brokers will do, they'll get a commission from the owner of the merchandise, and they'll mark up the merchandise. The point is that, generally speaking, when you deal with a closeout broker, you're going to be paying more than if you deal directly with the source, but there is an advantage to looking for pallet merchandise through a broker, and that is the broker will have access to sources that you might not have access to. I once met a closeout broker when I first started my business. I was about 6 months into my business, and the closeout broker had already been involved in the business for 15 years. So he had many connections that I didn't have. It was worthwhile for me to buy merchandise from him because even if I paid a markup to what he was actually paying for it, it still enabled me to get merchandise. And without merchandise, it's hard to have a business, right? How can you make sales if you don't have what to sell? So you need a connection. And if the broker can make that connection for you, it can supply you that merchandise, and you have to pay a premium for it, then I believe it can be worthwhile. All right, hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to see you the next time you come to New York. My website is closeoutexplosion.com. Thank you so much and have an amazing day.